Well, boys, it's episode 30 and a miracle has happened. I know it's finally happened. No, it's not a girl that's texted me back. I mean, that's never going to happen. Let's just sweep that under the carpet. I mean, finally, I've seen Niall Ennis score a goal in a football match. But let's get into the episode and I can tell you more about it later. In the last episode, we took on Championship club Hull City away in the FA Cup, a team that were struggling against relegation. And we managed to beat them on penalties to send us into the FA Cup fourth round where we were drawn against Shrewsbury Town. I know, what a great tie to have. I mean, I get all these amazing clubs in the fourth round of the FA Cup and I get drawn against Shrewsbury, who are in my league, who I've already beaten this season as well. Is there any danger of me getting a big club away from home? Because I've played about 6 FA Cup ties in this series and I still haven't had a big team yet. So following that game against Hull City, we took on Colchester United, a team that we are currently rivals with because, you know, 25 years ago there was an FA Cup tie or some rubbish. But Dan the London scored the only goal as we picked up all 3 points as we kept up our charge for the title. But then we put in a poor performance away at Salford City and lost by 2-0, which handed us our 4th defeat of the season. But we put things right as Sean Goss scored 1 of 2 goals as we beat Oxford United at home by 2-0, which also saw for the first time in 20 games Niall Ennis was on the score sheet. Amazing scenes. And then he made it 2-2 against Luton in the following game as he pounced on the defensive mistake to put us 1-0 up, and we raced into a 3-0 lead at the break, but then Elliot Lee then pulled a second goal back for Luton following the restart. But that man Niall Ennis done it again as he managed to make sure of the 3 points with a second goal in the second half and make it 4-2 to us. And following that game, we then took on Shrewsbury Town in the FA Cup and beat them by 2-0 as Liam Cullen and Marcus Brown got the goals, which sent us into the FA Cup 5th round to face Norwich City at home. I mean, are you going to give me a good tie anytime soon? In this episode, we take on Wigan Athletic at home in the W Derby. I know, Wycombe versus Wigan. Oh, it's a big clash, isn't it? Now, one of the first things I had to do after the January transfer window open was register Jack Payne into the league squad, because when I signed him, I wasn't able to register him, which meant he was on the sidelines for about 2 months. And one of the things I also forgot to mention was there's a wage cap in League 1 as well, which meant that now I can't actually register Jack Payne unless I decide to take someone out instead. I mean, the maximum salary per week is 48,000. They do realise that some of our players are on half of that already. Bloody stupid wage rises I keep putting in their contracts and I don't realise they're in their contracts until they sign them.
I missed the part where that's my problem.
Some more good news as well is that Kamil Mizek won't get a new work permit unless I offer him a higher wage, which I can't do because there's a wage cap in this league. So how does that work? Bloody hell, Boris is at it again. Lance Dendonker's also gone back to Bryson because Steven Gerrard wanted to recall him because I'm not playing him enough. I mean, I don't really remember him playing. Apparently he played 10 times at the club. I don't remember any of those appearances. I mean, the only impact he really had at the club was fans were having to spend more money to get his name on the back of a Wycombe shirt. I mean, it does have to make you think, what sort of person gets the name of a player on the back of their shirt who's only on loan at the club? There really are some dangers to society out there, and I am one of them. Some good news as well is that Josh Knight has signed a new contract at the club, which means that he will be our highest earner, and he will be at the club until 2025, which hopefully will actually tell Sheffield Wednesday to fuck off. But then he leaked to the press that apparently I lost my temper because we lost 2-0 to Salford, which I actually did, because how can you lose 2-0 to Salford City? Especially in this day and age. I mean, the fact they're in League 1 is baffling to me as it is. So after ending his goal-scoring drought, Niall Ennis has also come to me and said that he's now happy at the club again, and he wants to move past the issue when I substituted him against Accrington Stanley about 3 months ago. I mean, the fact he's held that grudge for that long says a lot about the man. Hold on, I'm just going to tell my assistant manager to change the team sheet and drop Niall Ennis back to the bench again. And what also is sensational is the fact that Niall actually managed to score his first goal in God knows how long, and apparently he's now 1 league goal away from getting a goal bonus of £17,000. I mean, which moronic Wycombe manager put that in his contract?
So, you know that.
Will Fisher's also been recalled by Reading because they don't feel like he's being played enough, even though I played him 20 times during his Wycombe career here. I mean, 20 games is a lot of games at this stage of the season. So we managed to get about 200k for beating Shrewsbury in the FA Cup 4th round, which is great news for the club. Not great news for me because that is definitely not going to be added to my transfer budget. And it doesn't matter anyway because you're only allowed a squad of 22 and I've already hit the maximum salary for this season. But I'm sure we can make a signing somehow. Now, as I have mentioned earlier this episode, we have drawn Norwich in the FA Cup 5th round at home, who are currently 9th in the league and they're just a couple of places off the European spots. I mean, all I'm going to say is they're still not a big club in my eyes. I did just realise that we have played them on the series as well and they battered us, so I can't wait for them to batter me again. Now we move into our game against Wigan Athletic at home, and I've decided to keep the 4-3-3 formation that we played in the last episode against Hull because it has been doing quite well in the recent games. But there have been a few changes to the side. Kamil Mizek will keep his place in goal. He is our #1 goalkeeper this year, and I actually adore him at the moment. But we do mix up the back four a little bit, and Trevor Clark and Tasongi will be our fullbacks. And we decided to put Miles Kenlock at centre-back rather than left-back this game, just because we have a couple of injuries and a few players are tired at the moment. Sean Goss, Alex Patterson and George Moncoe will keep their places in the midfield. And EK Ogbo will play on the left-hand side, Liam Cullen will play on the right. And Noel Ennis will lead the line for us after his recent goal-scoring exploits. And if he pisses me off, there's a lot of players that can replace him. I mean, to be brutally honest, this team is a team that we should be beating. I mean, Wigan are currently mid-table. I think they're in the lower half of the mid-table as well. And they haven't got a great team. I mean, there's a few names in there I recognise. I mean, Scott Cashket's on the bench. You know, the player that I had at the club and then I sold after about 2 episodes because I didn't actually see him play and I didn't think he was good enough. They've also got Curtis Main and Bryn Morris playing. And as a Portsmouth fan, I've seen both of them play and I've seen both of them just do absolutely nothing on a football pitch. I mean, Curtis Main just runs. That's the only positive. If you looked at a scouting report for Curtis Main, it would literally just say he runs a lot. But as I did mention, we do need to get a win here because a win here would keep our place at the top of the table and a solid lead ahead of the teams chasing us, and a defeat and a draw here could see our league get cut to about a point. So it was really astounding that after 10 minutes, Bryn Morris played the ball through for Amadou Bakayoko to fire Wigan into a 1-0 lead. I mean, what are we doing at the back? Although, to be fair, I am playing a left back at centre back, so I should have seen this coming. Although saying that came from Josh Snyder's side, and he just signed a new contract recently, and now he's decided to play like a moron. Fantastic. We didn't have to wait long for our first highlight of the game, and we played some good stuff down our left-hand side, and Alex Patterson put a lovely ball into the box, which found its way to Liam Cullen, who volleyed us level. It really is amazing that this bloke was a guy that I signed in the second season, and I haven't really played much in his actual preferred position. I've been playing him out on the right-hand side, and he seems to be scoring a lot more now. Wow, Proudy, welcome to Football Manager. The left-hand side was giving us the most joy in the game, and Trevor Clark got down it again, and then put a lovely ball into the box, but Liam Cullen couldn't get on the end of this one. Wigan did get a highlight on the stroke of half-time. Leon Butterworth found some space down our left-hand side and played a 1-2 with Brendan Galloway, but then ended up firing his shot into the side netting. And at half-time, we were level at 1-1, which isn't too bad. I mean, I feel like we're going to win this game. All we just need to do is create a few more chances, and hopefully they'll fall to the right players. So it was really handy when Liam Cullen played a ball over the top and found Nara in his through-on goal, and he went back to his old self and then fired it at the keeper. Ah, shit, here we go again. So some lovely link-up play between Liam Cullen, Nara Ennis, and EK Ugbo saw the latter fire a shot towards the top corner and force a great save from the goalkeeper. I mean, fair play to the Wigan goalkeeper. He's done very well there, considering that all the shots are going right at him. But we ended up drawing 1-1 against Wigan in a game we really actually had to win. I mean, it was an utter shit game as well, to be fair. But, you know, we can move on next week, and, I mean, I'm looking at the table, and all the teams below us are actually starting to catch up to us now. Oh, dear.